What is up, guys? Gonna do a recap on UFC 247 and my picks on DraftKings. How this was probably the worst judged MMA event I've seen in the last 5 or 6 years. It was absolutely horrible. And those of you who don't like my MMA content, my MMA related content, dislike the video all you want. I'm not entirely sure what is so horrible about someone talking about something other than rideshare. I'm pretty sure many of you who are rideshare drivers out there who watch my channel, I think you have hobbies outside of Uber and Lyft driving, right? Like, you know, if you're one of the West Coast softies, you know, maybe you take up like crocheting or something, or sewing. You know, probably have a very soft hobby. You know, some people, whatever. Some people like do video games. There are things outside of rideshare is what I'm trying to say. Other interests to pursue. Okay. I guess we can go to the card first. I caught most of the card. Let's go to, I think I missed the very first. Yeah, I missed that fight. I was in my car driving home at that point. And one of my lineups, I picked Austin Lingo. Like, a total shot in the dark for this card. I really wasn't aware. You know, even some of them appeared like the favorite. It could go either way. So that one, I didn't watch it, so I don't know if the decision how bad it was. I did watch the entirety of the Andre Ewell and Jonathan Martinez fight. And I thought for sure... Shit, let me just put that on. I thought, and like on one of my lineups, I had Martinez picked, right? Because he was the favorite going in. I thought for sure, from what I was watching, like I said, I watched the entire fight, I thought for certain Martinez won that decision handily, right? First round, could have gone to Ewell, fine. Martinez clearly outstruck him in the second round and stayed busy in the third round. Somehow, Andre got the decision. I was like, okay, well, that's no good. So one of my lineups is significantly fucked. I did not have a pick for this one, but that was a quick knockout I saw, so that was cool. Like, that was a pretty significant knockout. And then on the preliminary card, yeah, I did pick Chaos Williams in that fight, so that was my first successful pick on both of my lineups, and he ruined that guy in 27 seconds. And then this women's flyweight fight, Murphy versus Lee. Again, I'm gonna go ahead. If you guys watch the fight, go and disagree with me. I don't know how they gave Lauren Murphy that decision. Andrea Lee, while Lauren Murphy definitely pushed forward and had octagon control, she did take her down a couple times, fine. But Andrea Lee stayed busier, outstruck her, did way more damage. I remember my girlfriend picked me up as that fight just finished getting scored or getting announced, and I was like, what? Pure shock. Absolute pure shock. And some of these decisions were horrible. And then here's the funny thing is, I did pick Giles in my lineup against Krause. And part of me almost disagrees with this decision, even though it benefited me because it was in my lineup. I would say Krause definitely won the first round. And even though he was heavily gassed, you could have given him the third round. Second round was definitely Giles. But, like, this fight was more of a toss-up, in my opinion, than the Lee Murphy fight, and definitely more of a toss-up than the Martinez and Ewell fight. But still, I could not believe some of these decisions. But the Giles one, I disagreed with that one. I personally thought Kraus won. And let's go to the main card. I did not. So my picks for this. Oh yeah. And this was another god awful decision by Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis, and like I said, I'm not trying to disrespect any of the fighters. Obviously, the professional fighters, right? Derek Lewis, he threw a couple flying knees in round 1 and 2. And then he had like a 45-second swarm at the end of round 3. The rest of the fight was all Ilir Latifi. I don't know how they gave him the decision for Derek Lewis. I mean, he was getting outstruck by Latifi. He was getting taken down. He was getting, he was held up against the cage for the clinch for a good portion of the fight. I'm like, what fight were these guys watching? I just don't. Horrible decisions. Backtick versus EJ. Very exciting. It was a really good fight. Really exciting fight. And this one was the right decision. I felt like, because it was just like single. I thought like it was a very close fight in the first round, but then second and third round it was all EJ. This fight, I remember my girlfriend was asking me about the Tafa guy. She's like, "What are those tattoos?" And I explained to her how the guys of Samoan descent that get the stick tattoos, and she's like, "Oh my god." I personally love the the Polynesian fighters. They're so exciting. They're just monsters. They just have some of the nastiest knockout power. Like, look at Mark Hunt. Look at what was that other guy's name? What's the other heavyweight? Tuvasa? I forget. Those guys are just exciting game fighters. So obviously, this was in neither of my lineups, but it was still really fun to watch. That uppercut was nasty. That ruined the Kraken. Right. This fight, yeah. Honestly, I don't remember watching the finish of this one. I was getting really tired. How did this fight end? I'm trying to think. Honestly, I don't remember, but Shevchenko was handily beating the fuck out of Caitlin most of the fight. And like I said, I don't remember the finish, but Shevchenko's a fucking monster. She's a very talented fighter, and she handled the competition. And then here's the thing: I don't disagree with the decision I don't disagree with Jones winning the decision. I absolutely disagree with one of the judges giving John Jones a 49-46, because I mean I'm not a judge. The way I scored that fight was I would have definitely given Reyes rounds 1 and 2. Round 3 could have gone either way. Rounds 4 and 5 were definitely going to John Jones. That's fair. You could have made the argument that Reyes did enough to stay busy in third round to win it. But then again, I don't know. Someone could have scored that trip that Jones had in the first round as a knockdown. And if you score a knockdown, like, that could be a 10-8 round in MMA. So I definitely, like, there was all kinds of split decisions that night. I was definitely expecting this fight to be a split decision, but it wasn't. I don't disagree with Jones getting the unanimous decision, but I completely disagree with how it was scored. It was unfair to Reyes. That's probably the toughest fight Jones has ever had outside the Gustafsson fight. But then we all know Jones was partying like a fucking animal back then, so he wasn't the same fighter he is now. But I was very impressed with Reyes. That was one hell of a fight. And it was, like I said, I was kind of falling asleep during the Shevchenko fight. This one woke me up because I could not believe how Reyes was hanging in there and beating up Jones. So let's go to my DraftKings lineups. So, yeah, okay. This is my first lineup that was with Reyes picked as the winner. So as you guys see there, that one, fine. I didn't watch it. I don't know. Martinez versus Uo. Like I said, that should have been mine. I should have gotten those points because that was a garbage decision. Williams knocked out Morono, Chaos Williams. Giles sneaked. He got lucky, or he kind of snuck that one in. That could have gone either way. Andrea Lee versus Murphy. I got robbed on that one. And then Reyes lost. That wasn't a robbery, but it still was a bad decision by one of the judges. So, in my opinion, if the decisions were better, I didn't win any money, but I could have maybe won a little bit on my lineup. I still felt like I made the right picks. It was just garbage decision. And then the other lineup with Jones as the winner. Let's go. That guy won $100,000 on a $25 bet. Can you fucking believe it? All right, let's go back. So again, Martinez versus Uo. Yeah, fucked on that one. This one, Johns versus Batista. Johns had the knockout very early in the second round, so that one's, yeah, I picked the wrong fighter for that one. Williams versus Morono. Again, I got that one. Latifi versus Lewis. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Latifi got robbed. That was a bullshit decision. Shevchenko versus, I'm not even going to bother saying his name, her name, Caitlin. Obviously, if you bet against Shevchenko for that fight, you're on crack. And then Jones versus Reyes. So on this lineup, 1, 2, 3. 3 of my fighters won on this lineup. But that should have been 4. That should have been 5 out of 6, honestly. And I probably, if that wasn't horrible decisions, then I would have gotten close to 5, probably 460 points on my lineup. So I would have gotten paid. I would have gotten paid on both lineups if not for the garbage decisions. So I like it. And like I said, I know you guys don't like these videos. Whatever. It's okay. I forgive you. So, all right, guys. So I got for this one. I want to thank y'all for watching. Please stay safe, stay driven, stay classy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.